Hey everybody, Derek here from Addictive Tips. In this video, I'm going to show you how to back up your Vivaldi browser settings on Linux. So if we open up the config folder here, we can see that the Vivaldi browser settings are in this folder here, and we'll be working with that in the guide. I have the browser open. If you're browsing with it and you have it open, you need to close it if you're backing stuff up because it's going to keep writing to the files and then our system won't be able to back it up. In the video here, we're going to be covering the Deja Dupe backup tool, just because it's easier for most users. If you want to do it with GPG and tar, I also cover that in the link in the description, but this is going to be for average users. Also, before we get started, you're going to need to check the article that I wrote about this to get this app here, Deja Dupe, installed, and go ahead and launch it once you get it installed. So first thing you're going to want to do is go to storage location. So I'm going to create a new folder here, and let's say we'll go to my desktop, and I will call it Vivaldi backup, or actually no, config backup. Config back sounds good. Now I click OK. Now it's going to use this folder to save my stuff. Now for folders to save, I have the config thing here, the config folder only, and you can go and you can add the home folder entirely if you want other files other than your configuration saved. But in my opinion, you should just save the config folder because you may have a Dropbox folder, because I know I do, and my Dropbox folder is like 100 gigabytes, and that would make this backup take forever. And you can also ignore stuff like that, like the downloads or the trash. So once you've customized all of that, you can go to Overview. Now the great thing about this is that it will be able to just go through our configs and back up our browser settings and encrypt it automatically, and we don't have to deal with anything. All we got to do is click the Backup Now button. It's going to go through and ask us for an encryption password. I'm going to do that so that my browser settings are safe, so that my Vivaldi browser, so no one can just get their hands on it and go through maybe my credit card information I have saved into my browser, or my bookmarks, or private data in general. And I click forward. Now it's going to scan all of our configurations. Now the good thing about using Deja Dupe is it's not only going to back up your Vivaldi browser settings, and if we look through here we will be able to see it eventually, but it's going to back up, like it's backing up my Discord settings, it's backing up like everything that I have on this computer, which is pretty cool. So I don't really have to think about it. I just have to let it go and let it back up the configs, and it's all locked up, and we can see the configuration backup happening on these GPG differentiated tar volumes that no one can access, no one can read. I can put it anywhere. I can put it on Dropbox and no one can touch it. So it's pretty cool. And we see the Vivaldi configs. If we scroll up here, they're being backed up. So our browser settings are backed up. And like Deja Dupe says, it may take a while, just because, if you have some huge files in your configuration folder, that'd be done. But so we have our stuff backed up, and if you ever want to restore your configuration, you can always just do restore and then have it restore from the folder here and then to its original locations. And you can also restore it to a specific folder. Let's go ahead and restore it to the original locations. It's going to go through just like the backup, and it will unencrypt everything, completely safe, and we'll be able to get our browser settings back. So if you're looking to encrypt and back up and save your Vivaldi browser settings, this is what you want to do. I use this program for everything. In my opinion, it's the best backup tool on Linux, just because you can be specific for what it's saving. I really like it. There are other ways you can back up and save your Vivaldi browser settings, though. Please check that out in the link in the description. Anyways, guys, I hope you enjoyed this video, and I will see you in the next one.